The Apocalypse Players present An Uncommon Burial. A Call of Cthulhu 7th edition scenario written by Danann McAleer in the style of M.R. James. With Joseph Chance as Dr. Henry Carraig-Muire, Dan Wheeler as Reverend Perregrine McCutcheon, Dominic Allen as Lady Helen Marjorie Bjarmia Potts, and Danann McAleer as the Keeper of Arcane Lore. Part 15. One more for the road.
So yeah, you do, on the second page in, you see there's a big sort of spread saying, you know, local museum professor, a curator arrested, suspicion of murder. And you read through, and it's this, it seems that there was a murder in London, a tavern in the East End, someone in a nearby alley had their throat slit, and multiple witnesses said that it was Professor Miriam Dagg, who was seen fleeing the scene.
Is there a name?
Yes. It says Army veteran of various conflicts. Rebel Sleep. Yeah.
That was a name on the list.
Well, it wasn't just a name on the list.
Wasn't it? I can't remember.
Am I right in thinking it's Henry's significant person?
Is he reading that, or is he reading it out loud?
Well, are you reading it out loud, or are you sort of...
Is he, or are you just skimming through?
I think I'm reading it out loud until the point where University Professor Miriam Dagg arrested on suspicion of murder after a fracas in a tavern in the East End. An army veteran had his throat slit. The man in question, Rebel...
And then, true to form, just like every Edinburgh Fringe company where people are reading reviews and someone's about to get slated in the company, and everyone goes, "No, go on."
Yeah. Henry.
Did I miss the name?
Yes.
Did you say... No.
Well, it's such an unusual name, you see. This is why It's familiar to me, though. I
think I stand up again.
I think you've mentioned this name before, Henry. It was on a list that we came across, but it seemed...
No.
Rebel Sleep, I say, but like looking him dead in the eye.
There could be more than one. Might not be this.
It is an unusual name, though, isn't it?
For an unusual man.
We're in a tangled web. It's a tangled web.
You'll have to excuse me for a moment, Lady Marjorie. Perregrine. And I drop the jacket and I just take my bag and I go towards the toilets.
No, Henry. I try and grab him by the arm. No, Henry. There's no need. We can talk about this.
I'm either going to punch him or I'm going to pass a power roll.
Yeah.
Ooh.
I've passed my power roll.
Well done.
My fist balls, and I bare my teeth like a bear with that big black beard, and I look down at you, and I go, "Let me go."
I stand up and say, "Doctor, we're going to need all of your mental faculties for the time being. When this is over, we'll all want a good chase of the dragon. There'll be time for that. But right now, I think we need to be on top form."
And Henry, I don't say this just to... excuse the phrase, I can't think of a better one. I don't say this just to blow smoke up your ass, but it's possible it's possible that your friend is still alive and well, and that this is a some sort of setup.
Aye, you're right. You're both right.
Until we know, do not lose hope. We've lost hope before, and it's got us nowhere. We have to be strong, Henry. I know you can.
Aye. I'll walk back to the table and I'll down the last half of that pint. And my hands, proper visibly shaking as it's going back down, and my eyes are wild.
Yeah.
I think in your head maybe you hear ringing your own voice when you first saw his name on the list that you were given, saying, "I'd like to meet the man who could kill Rebel Sleep. It'd be his ghost had come back and eat him alive," or something, and something about those words. Don't know whether they ring slightly falser to you now, or thinking that he might really be dead, but you're hoping not. I don't know, but yeah, you...
Yeah, also that anyone can be surprised in an alleyway coming out of a pub and just stabbed once,
Exactly.
right in the throat. And
oh, yeah.
He'd have gone for them, no doubt. Maybe even got a blow in, but you bleed out so fast.
Yeah.
None of this makes sense, Henry, because...
None of it does.
Because if let's say this did happen, and I don't think it has, if this did happen, and Miriam Dagg, there were enough witnesses to pinpoint exactly this person in the East End, where I imagine Miriam Dagg is not a very well-known academic...
No.
Then why would Miriam Dagg simply come back to the museum and wait to be arrested?
Exactly. Why would no one arrest him then and there?
Exactly.
And also, seen running from the scene doesn't mean you did it. That's the oldest problem in the history of the law, isn't it?
There's another thing that doesn't make sense to me, which is that if Miriam Dagg is part of this strange conspiracy of murder that has taken in, the people on the list, I lose track now of who's been murdered and who's killed themselves, but if Miriam Dagg is inside this cult, for want of a better word, then what role do the police play in this? Then who do we trust?
We can only trust each other. Where are those bloody toasties? I'm fucking ravenous.
And as you say that, the front door smashes open and a big burly sort of guy with a shock of red hair comes in with and you can see there's blood all up his arm. He looks like one of the travelling folk from earlier, and he just
red hair, shorthand for Irish.
Exactly. And he goes straight to the bar and grabs a bar towel and just wraps it round his forearm, and he sort of raps with his knuckles on the counter with his other hand and says, Barkeep! And sort of ties it off, and you can hear other voices coming in. You sort of get the impression that whatever's gone down is sort of people are floating away from it now, and a couple of injuries. There's a couple of people sort of following into the pub.
Oh God, I hope he remembers our toasties.
You can smell the warming cheddar, and you're just hoping that he doesn't overdo them with this new drama entering his establishment. But
this new Breville.
Exactly. This new Breville that he probably hasn't even
Hope you remembered to butter the bread on the outside. Sometimes if you're a bit stressed, you butter the inside like you're making a dry sandwich, a cold sandwich. You forget you put it in and the bread sticks.
It's horrible, that.
I say all that out loud.
And sometimes you press it down, you don't realise the cable's gone through a corner of the actual thing, and then it just short circuits and blows up.
No. Disaster. Nothing worse.
At which point, as he comes rushing up with these toasties, and is he going to drop them? Is he not? And then suddenly there's travelling folk not pouring in, but a couple of them following in. The sort of drama has re-entered this quiet little sphere where you sort of had this moment to coalesce for a second and sort of...
Old Tom winks.
Yeah.
Bastard stole my paper. Here you. I'll fucking have you.
Fucking lamps him. And his dog gets up, starts barking. They kick it to death. No, that doesn't happen. But
another day in Whitby.
But as they're all piling in, and I guess you guys are going to have to decide whether to engage or get out.
Should we leave?
Let's see if there's a back way out.
Good thinking.
I mean, you haven't done anything to offend these people.
No, I think we'd... I think we stay put.
Stay put?
Well, just keep your hand on my wallet.
You don't want to go to,
My purse. Keep your hand on my purse.
Oh God, I just don't know what, because like, I still want to go to the police station and question and like speak to William Dagg.
Right.
But like,
Yeah.
if the cops are, I don't know whose side they're on. It feels like now there are so many factions.
Well, maybe that is
I feel like I need to draw a diagram of the factions.
like maybe we do spend another pint here,
Yeah.
listening to tales, but sort of trying to huddle together a bit with our toasties.
I feel like that can't do any harm, and I feel like when we decided to not go down the trapdoor, we made a decision to not like pursue speed, right? So I think we need to pause. If it's possible to slow down any more than we already have, we need to try and get
Your ducks in a row, maybe, yeah.
Yeah.
And as you're saying that, you just hear a voice from the bar say, and one for yourself, father. What are you having?
to me, presumably.
Yeah, with the dog colour on the if you...
I think that must be you.
Yeah. Father won't be necessary. It's Reverend. Is
No, pretend you're Catholic, for God's sake.
No, I don't know whether you know much about British and European history, but pretending I'm Catholic might go very, very bad.
I think it'll be worse if they find out you aren't Catholic and smash your teeth in, Vicar.
What's that?
I understand.
His Holiness would love a gin and tonic.
I love it. What, sherry?
What a...
Yes, please. Just while we.
Does the Pope shit in the woods? Yes.
Right, one sherry.
You're very kind. Thank you.
You're really not a man of the world, are you, Perry?
No.
Just working that out now, are you?
That wound on your arm there
Aye.
is bleeding freely.
Jesus, it's fine. You know, wrap it up now.
Is this guy served? Is he served?
Yeah, the guy's come up and he's put your toasties on the side in the corner, so one of you can go up and grab them if you want.
Oh, I meant. Do I think this large Irish gentleman may have served in an army?
Oh, I see. I thought you meant, has he been served? It was like, yeah, order a drink.
And I like the crossover.
Yeah.
I like the crossover.
But I don't know. I think you get the impression not officially.
But can handle himself.
Yeah.
That makes sense.
Press ganged, perhaps.
I've looked at a few wounds in my town. Do you want an eye on that?
Actually, so it's probably be fine, but I mean, you can take a look if you want. Any friend of the father's a friend of mine, you know. And he unwraps it, and you see like there does seem to be a sort of it looks like a knife wound actually, even though you can't imagine the police of having knives. You kind of get the impression maybe the fight sort of turned into a sort of multiple fights within the same fight, you know. But it's still bleeding. You imagine it could do with a couple of stitches, but also he's got quite a lot of scars up and down his arms. You kind of get the impression it's not his first rodeo from the way he's acting and the way he's what do you reckon?
Well, you might want some thread in that. It depends. Or you might want to impress the ladies even further.
Hey, I like that. You're from Scotland, is it? Up that way.
Oh, that's right.
Right. Whereabouts?
Henry. Oh, the East. For my sins.
Right.
Sadly not kissing the shores of your fine country.
I like this fella. And he takes one of the scotches he's ordered for himself and just cups the cup, like in one movement over the cup.
Oh.
And just sort of shakes his arm up and down and then pulls it back off, so it's like a sort of mixture of blood and scotch.
Oh, God.
And he just necks it in one.
Yeah.
And he's like, that'll sort me out. Swills it round his mouth. Right, now, and what for the lady?
Oh, finally. Some recognition for my status. Well, I'll have another...
But I can see your status from a mile off, love. What do you want?
I'll have another gin and tonic, thank you very much.
Easy on the tonic.
Yes.
Right.
Soft, gentle on the tonic, a splash of tonic, nothing more. I say...
Lovely. Do you?
Sorry, excuse me, I need to talk to the Padre.
We better get back to those ecumenical matters of yours, but a pleasure to meet you.
Right, yeah.
Yes.
When we huddle back together, think I want to say... So, I think the police station... I would very much like to talk to Miriam Dagg. That's assuming he is at the police station. But we can't just walk in there now. We have to assume that the entire force is hostile to us. But it occurs to me, our only other lead, as I understand it, that I can think of, is that wretched man from the museum who disappeared down the sewers. Possibly, if they're old smugglers' tunnels, someone here, the landlord perhaps, will know from local folk knowledge where those tunnels lead. If we can get that little charlatan, strap him to a chair, do your sort of thing to him, Henry, that you probably used to do in the forces, get the truth out by any means necessary.
Waterboarding, I think they called it.
Oh, yes, I suppose.
I've watched men do things. I've not done them myself.
It's not terribly different to how we treat delinquents at Oster, to be honest. But
do we believe, Lady Marjorie, on that point, do you believe that imposter at the museum is one of these owl cultists?
I think it's highly possible. I don't know.
Is that what you think?
I honestly... I can't get my head around...
When you mention the factions, I've got a notebook and pen and I'm just sort of scribbling down. I'm just looking at this. We've got our girls. We've got Dag himself, as in Shonnock and Gioria. That's the girls, our traveller girls. We've got the museum imposter and possibly the owl folk.
So...
I have had another idea. It's an extraordinary idea, and one I think possibly goes beyond the pale.
Go on.
These Irish gentlemen here, they're probably wanted by the police. They're probably very easy for them to get arrested. And I have one resource that I'm willing to use in this instance, which is my money. We could ask them, if we pay them enough money, for some of them to go and cause a small fracas to get arrested just for the night in the drunk tank, and then ask them to break Miriam Dagg out of the jail into our jurisdiction. Is that mad?
Yes.
Yes.
I fucking love it.
But that doesn't mean I don't like it.
We can't go into the police station ourselves, but what if we sent agents?
Are you sure we can't do that?
Well, I'm not entirely sure, but I feel like...
We don't feel comfortable.
Not after that experience in the carriage, no. We don't know who we can trust. Someone...
I just don't...
That young constable, Bernard was it you called him? I never met him.
Yes.
But, well, if I could just avoid the sergeant, maybe I could talk to him at least. Although you'd want it to be the higher rank, wouldn't you? Damn it.
Well, you never saw your face, so how good are your accents?
No, not so good. Like a 5% chance of disguising myself, I'd say.
Right. Yeah. Especially because he's actually local to where you're from, or not too far off. So.
Here's what I just can't understand. The books, Robert's books, were entrusted to Miriam Dagg. That's right. Am I right?
Yeah.
I believe so.
So Robert obviously trusted Dagg.
Who told us that?
Theodore Pugh.
Theodore Pugh.
Who was on the list that what we assume is some sort of hit list.
But then why were the names on the piece of paper from Dagg's? That was Dagg's headed paper, wasn't it?
Yeah.
Well, so maybe that does make sense, that Dagg would be in on the... But why would Robert... Did Robert just make a mistake? Or was...
There's nothing to say that... Yeah, go on.
Was Robert a part of it? Are we assuming that Robert is innocent in all this? Maybe he's part of the conspiracy himself. Maybe we're trying to find a friend who's lost in more ways than one.
Oh, Perregrine.
Or perhaps he was... it's possible, but perhaps he was trying to infiltrate or make a deal or, bargaining and saying, well, if I scratch your back, can you scratch mine? I want the helmet. I need to find the helm. For instance, and being a man of passion and needing to make a name for himself, a big discovery, a big archaeological find that could please him.
Yes, and he, we all knew him, know him.
Exactly.
He wouldn't however passionate he was about this helm, he wouldn't kill for it, would he?
It might be worth at this point reminding you of what it said exactly at the bottom of the note paper with the list of names.
If Robert will not cooperate.
Yeah. But that doesn't necessarily mean that what you're saying is wrong. I just wanted to remind you of that, yeah.
Here's the other thing. If you were Professor Miriam Dagg and you were orchestrating the systematic execution of these people on a list, would you write the list on a piece of headed notepaper from your own museum?
Exactly. What if it was an impromptu moment where they've convinced Dagg to help by way of exactly the same sort of blackmail that they were perhaps doing on Robert? Enlist people by way of force. So it's not enlisting, is it? It's blackmail people to do things for you, or else we'll kill your friends or whatever. I don't know, but then why write the list?
Or it's not a hit list at all. It's perhaps a list of people who could be of use, and someone else is using the list, is taking the list was not intended as a hit list, but it's become one.
And also, remember this was presented to you as a potential hit list by someone you thought at the time was a legitimate policeman.
Aye.
Who then tried to kill you, and then himself, and then you killed. So it could be entirely fabricated. It could be any of the above options. So yeah, like the bar itself, the sort of the front bar room you're in has started filling up again. There is some sort of hastily made cheese on toast on a couple of little pewter plates on the side of the bar if one of you wants to grab them. I know, Henry, you were up by the bar sort of seeing if you could help fix the fella's stab wound.
Yeah, maybe I brought them back with me, maybe.
Yeah. So, and you can hear the odd police whistle outside, but and there's a couple more people sort of rolling in who look like sort of part of the same troupe of travellers, possibly performers and stuff. They don't seem to be in a rush. You don't get the sense they're being chased. There was enough of them that you imagine the two police that were there got their hands full if they're still going. So yeah, you maybe have a moment of quiet as this guy's pouring drinks. And I think the Irish chap, the guy with the big shock of red hair and the bleeding arm, he said he was going to bring you a couple of drinks over. So you maybe have a little moment just before he joins you imagine. If you want to foment a plan. I know Marjorie had just posited hiring them to go in to the station, sort of get arrested and try and bust Dagg out, which was an interesting proposition.
Yeah. It's an exciting idea, but I suppose at this stage we don't know whether perhaps Miriam Dagg is exactly where he should be.
It's crossed my mind as well. If we went through with that ruse, we would have to make sure that we are prepared to hold Dagg prisoner ourselves, because we can't be sure of his motives either.
Yes.
The only other lead I can think of, like I say, is tracking down that Thomas Mortimer fellow. The only other thing we've got is the map and the places it points to. But then we're going completely...
Well, that's...
potentially on a wild goose chase. Sorry, the gin's really affected me.
No, that's quite all right. That's true. I hadn't thought of that. If we could find this Weathersole location and just simply leave all this behind.
But we might be going from the frying pan into the fire. If that is the centre of operations, we could be walking into a hornet's nest, to mix my metaphors.
No, quite. Mix away. There are two more small thoughts. There's this groundskeeper. I don't know whether he knows any more than what we've already learned. Len.
Oh, yes.
But perhaps he knows no more. And then... is it possible we might be able to track down this David Crane?
David Crane.
Who took the books from York Library. Who might be here. Supposedly he was from Whitby.
Remind me about Len.
Well, that was... he was of interest when we were trying to work out whether Tom Mortimer was who he said he was. Well, he still could be. I mean, that's still a question. That's still an open question, isn't it? I suppose its relevance is maybe not that great, because whether or not Tom Mortimer is really Tom Mortimer or is really Miriam Dagg's assistant makes no difference. He clearly was keeping something from us and has run down a smuggler's tunnel.
We have to assume that everyone's lying to us.
Well, so far they have been.
Why don't I ask the publican if he's ever heard of a man called David Crane? I feel like the landlord of this pub is probably a safe bet because he's probably not involved in any conspiracies.
And these cheese toasties are fantastic.
Aye, but I know it doesn't bother you. I look a little crestfallen to even be saying this. I think you'd both recognise that quite quickly. But, Lady Miriam, I hate to say this, but you are mere present...
Marjorie, not Miriam.
Sorry, but I don't know why.
Miriam's a man's name.
Helen is a strumpet's name. Miriam's a man's name.
I don't know where that came. I used to know a Margolis, complicated woman. Anyway, she was a Miriam, I think. Anyway, Lady Marjorie, I hate to say it, but it doesn't bother me or Perregrine, but I can't help but notice 3 or 4 gentlemen have admired your, well, general demeanour. Essentially what I'm trying to say is you stick out like a sore thumb in this place, and we probably shouldn't linger too long.
I don't think it's me that's causing a problem.
I know, it's society.
It's Perregrine who wants to go around saying that he's a Protestant. I got on perfectly.
I don't want to say anything at all.
I mean, technically he is a Protestant. Anyway, my point is, I just feel like we may not be able to linger here much longer, and I, for one, would like to check out that sweet shop.
Yes, well, I've already said I want half a pound of herbals. Let me speak to the landlord very quickly. I
understand.
I'll explain that I know what I'll do. I know exactly what I'll do. I've seen these situations before I've read about them in my romantic novels. And I stand up and I walk over to the bar.
Oh, God, here we go.
And I slam my hands down and I say, "Barkeep! A round of drinks for these fine gentlemen. They've had quite the scrape with the local constabulary. The bastards! The filth! Am I right?"
Hey, good on you, love.
Am I right?
They one of them gives you a big clap on the back. And
I turn around and I go, "Perry, pay the man."
Oh, no.
And he does start pouring drinks. And then the big fella with the shock red hair comes over with the ones he'd already ordered, and he's like, "There you are, father. Here we go, our Father, who art in heaven." And then he comes back to the bar and he's sort of sorting them all out. They all seem very enthused by you.
You're a fine bunch. What brings you all over here, anyway? I take it you're from Ireland.
Well, we're from wherever we want to be.
Ah, quite right.
We're here for the festival. Festival of the Sea. Yeah, have a wee dance.
Do you do it every year?
Ah, well, not every year. But, there's plenty of festivals about. But this year it's meant to be a big one.
Oh, why is that?
I've no idea. I just heard it was going to be a good one this year. But,
Sorry, you'll have to forgive me. I really don't get out very much ever since my husband passed away. But...
Ah, Jesus, God rest his soul.
Oh.
God rest his soul, eh? They all sort of
Thank you.
Take a drink.
Yes. The Festival of the Sea, what does that mean exactly? What does it involve?
Ah, Jesus, you'd be fucked if you could ask me.
How did you get involved in it?
Well, we're not involved in it.
Oh.
Fucking hell, I tell you, to be honest, between you and me, they wish we weren't here.
Oh, I see.
But, it's like any of these festivals you get around the coast, whether it's a celebration of the local community bringing in the fucking seabirds' eggs or dredging up the fucking sea. We don't give a fuck. It's an excuse for a drink and a fight and, a bit of music and a dance, and we'll tell some stories. A festival's a festival. They're celebrating the sea, it's a port town. Come on.
I see, I understand. What was your name, sorry?
My name?
Yes.
Oisin.
Oisin. What a fine name.
Thanks very much. What was your name?
Helen. And then I...
Helen, beautiful name. Beautiful name.
Thank you, yes.
I have 3 sisters called Helen.
I bet you do. And I flag the barman down, and I say, "Thank you for the toast."
Which flag? Tricolour or Union Jack?
Well, neither, to be careful. I flag the barman down and I say, we're leaving now, but thank you for the toasties. We just had one quick question. You don't happen to know a local man by the name of David Crane, do you?
You see him sort of pause. He stops pouring the drinks for a second. And actually, you get the sense that, like, even the sort of travelling folk around you sort of... You see a sort of ripple go through them, and they don't stop talking. They just sort of...
Oh, God.
They start sort of... they go off on a level slightly and leave you slightly with the bartender. And he sort of says, aye.
Who is he?
It's him, it's the bartender.
Who is he?
Yeah.
I will, listen, I know you lot from out of town. You seem like nice sorts.
Oh, thank you.
We are.
Yeah, I wouldn't...
It's a very nice public house.
Forgive me for not mincing me words.
It's a shame if something happened to it.
It's a lovely everything you've got here. Would be a shame if anything were to happen to it. He says,
It's a lovely public house. It'd be a shame if it fell into private ownership.
he says, listen, you seem like nice sorts. Don't, and forgive my French, but I wouldn't go fucking with the Cranes.
Why? Who are they?
Well, if you need to ask, then you don't need to know.
Oh, I see. But they're local, are they? I take it they're...
Oh, aye. Oh, they're local.
In Whitby or nearby?
Local as you can get.
Ah, I see.
Can I ask what your interest is?
Well, it's just because we were trying to track down a library book. And
library book?
Indeed, I know. It sounds far-fetched.
That's actually true. It sounds like a terrible, terrible lie, but...
It sounds far-fetched, but unfortunately, we in the library service...
Right.
are duty-bound to pursue overdue books, and we do go to some extreme lengths sometimes. Now, obviously, we want to make sure we're getting the right person. I mean, imagine there's a lot of David Cranes in the United Kingdom of Great Britain and Ireland. But it'd be Ireland at this time, wouldn't it? Yes.
You hear a ripple go through the room again.
The entire pub goes quiet.
What's Northern Ireland?
That's the good bit.
The bit that's not beyond the pale.
No, we're just making sure that it's the right person. He maybe loaned a book that a gentleman would like to check out, and he's been waiting very patiently for it to come back in.
I feel like this is some sort of role. I feel like this is a persuade or sort of, would you... Bullshit, basically.
It's almost true, isn't it?
It's almost true. An almost true roll.
It's almost true, but even the truth is so unbelievable. So
Can I give you a persuade on the grounds?
Yeah, I'll go for persuade.
I've mixed a fair grain of truth in there.
Yeah.
We at the library service was pushing it.
Hey, now we're talking. Okay, that's a hard success, just.
Yes.
Okay, so you get the impression he believes you, so he goes, right, well, I had no idea the library service was so litigious or formidable. But,
we're not looking to cause trouble. We just want to make sure that he's all right. If he can't pay the fine, that's absolutely fine. We just need the book back.
I'm sure he'd be able to pay the fine, but, well, all right. Well, you need to find him then.
Ideally, just to make sure it is the same David Crane that's checked out this book.
Right, well, I mean, you can find the Cranes. Well, same place you've been able to find them for generations. Down the bottom of 199 steps. Little smoking shack. Fortune Skippers, they call it. Family-run place. They smoke herrings. Lovely, lovely bunch.
I don't think I believe him.
Do you say that?
I'm going to lean into Perregrine's capacious ear, his reverend ear, and I'm just gonna whisper, you don't suppose we should ask if he knows the crows? And whether the Creans and the crows know each other?
Well, we could. I was also trying to remember whether we'd had a herring bun when we first arrived here.
I think it was a mackerel bap.
Was it a mackerel bap? Maybe not.
Well, maybe herring. But
I am amazed that you two can remember that and that there are differences to such things, which it disappoints me that I hadn't noticed.
technically, the smokery they'd be turning the herrings into kippers, right? So, like,
Yeah,
I don't think you've had kippers since you've been here.
fine.
No, we haven't had any breakfast all fucking morning until that toast.
And how was it?
Thank goodness, it was delicious though.
It was wonderful.
I'm glad.
I wonder whether, you know, the important business of the library service notwithstanding, is it? Would you mind going into just a little bit more detail about what sort of care we ought to take around the Cranes? Are they a crime family?
Do you say that?
Yes, not quite like that, but
No.
Are they? Do they have a criminal past?
Now, listen, Reverend Father, whatever you'd like to be called. I'm not going to be the one to...
Reverend, ideally, but not out loud.
Right, okay. Look, I'd rather not get involved in the complex political scenario playing out in my bar here, because we get enough trouble anyway.
Me neither.
But-
Player nor character.
Listen, this is the weirdest day of my career here in 30 years.
Wish I could say the same.
I'm afraid... I'm afraid I'm not going to be the one to tell you about the Cranes and their business. All I'll tell you is that they're a formidable family. If you don't know any more than that, I'd say you're fine. If you're just here to follow up about a book, they're a friendly bunch. It's not often we get people round here asking after them, if you catch my drift.
Mm.
People who know, and people who don't.
Right.
And people who don't tend to ask.
You're probably wondering why we've got a Catholic priest collecting library books for the library service. The Padre here is in charge of the theological section, and we have a rule: you've got to take a theologian, a historian, and a lady. It's just the rules.
Right.
Don't think about it.
It's a bit like an exorcism.
It's like an exorcism.
A lot like that.
I think I've heard that joke. What's the punchline again?
Well, an Englishman, an Irishman, and a Scotchman go into a bar.
Anyway, we'll be going now. There's a few coin for your round.
Here, I've heard that one as well.
Dublin forever, and here we go.
Bundle me out of the pub.
Yes.
I will attempt to manhandle the formidable Lady Marjorie Bjarmia. What?
Yes, lovely to meet you and all that. Erin go bra or whatever you all say, and ta-ra, and have a nice day.
Yeah, and yourself. See you soon, Father. Come give us a visit if you want. We'll see you down at the festival, will we?
Of course. Are you performing there?
All right, we'll be telling stories, we'll be playing music, we'll be dancing, sure. You won't be able to miss us.
Any puppetry? That's my favourite.
Oh, yeah, no, we do some puppetry, we do some dancing, like I say. Bit of mama's stuff, you know. The old school, the classics. I love it.
What time are the children's performances?
There'll be a 10 and 2, and it's a 2-hour show with no interval. But with subtitles.
Is there a relaxed performance?
Yes.
No,
No, I didn't think there would be.
there's an incredibly exciting performance.
Oh, fuck. Ow.
Oh, dear.
No. It's back.
You're right there, missus.
No, I'm dying, you bastard. Get away from me.
Oh, I know.
We're all dying. I've explained this to you.
Ah, right, yeah.
Oh, fuck.
Well, listen, pleasure meeting y'all. You managed to leave without too much molestation the Red Turk's dog's head. And you, yeah, so you make it out into the street, and you can sort of, you're on the main sort of slope back down towards the train station and the docks now. You can still hear the odd whistle in the distance, but it seems like whatever was happening around the corner has now moved on. You can check around the corner if you want, but if you want to just sort of get into town and sort of lose yourself in the crowds a bit, or try and find somewhere else, I mean, where's your first port of call? In Perregrine, you know where the police station is. I guess you didn't have a chance to maybe follow up on Marjorie's idea of... Well, you sort of discussed the complications of it, but I guess decided not to go with it. I mean, it is a wacky fucking idea. I just quite enjoyed it.
Yeah. We don't even have anywhere to stay yet.
No.
I was going to say, is it the old problem of until we have a base, do we actually know where we want to strike out to?
Yeah.
Call me old-fashioned.
We were invited to stay at the campsite, but I'd rather saw my own legs off.
Yeah, especially now
The girls you spoke to who freed you from the carriage mentioned the old sweet shop as a good place to lie low, but whether or not you trust their judgment on that, I mean, they're the only ones who've mentioned it, so...
Yeah.
I mean, I absolutely do not trust their judgment or indeed the sweet shop, but I am utterly fascinated by their advice and I'd very much like to see them both again, particularly one of them.
I also don't know whether why should we lie low? We haven't done anything wrong.
Well, I think she was saying it, you get the impression, I mean, only Carraig-Muire, I think, heard that anyway, but it was more the fact that they just got the impression they were springing you from the police, so you were wrong-uns.
Yeah.
And they were like, anyone who's, hates the peelers is a friend of ours sort of thing. It didn't seem like it was particularly pointed. It was more of a, hey, we've been there. Here's a little tip-off.
Until you'd mentioned the history, the potential history, or the curious coincidence
of the dog in the night time.
What do you make of this crane stuff?
I've only just noticed the cranes are birds and the crows are birds.
Yeah,
exactly.
And owls are birds.
They sure are.
And he says that, and I stop, and I grip my bag, and I close my eyes, and I say, "Hotel. We need a hotel first."
And crows are carrion birds, and cranes are seabirds, aren't they? Vicar? Are they? Have I imagined that?
Yes. No. You're well. A crane. No, a crane is not a seabird.
What kind of bird is it?
It's a freshwater bird. It can live around the estuaries and the river banks.
Like a stork.
It's a wader.
Yeah. Oh, have I got storks and cranes confused?
But they're so close to each other, right? They're so close.
Yeah.
Same principles. They have white cranes in Bedfordshire.
I'm just thinking the crows had scarecrows, so the cranes might have, and there's this Festival of the Sea on. I just wonder, have we ended up in some sort of symbolist novel?
Why wait a year? Unless it's the right time.
Yes. Everything has meaning because everything is specific. It's all been carefully planned, we know that much, because it's been orchestrated.
God, what are we going to do, guys? I really think we should speak to Miriam Dag, but,
I agree.
what if we walk into the police station and then we just get, arrested and thrown in a cell?
Let's talk to those girls first. See if they know anything about this Dag business.
They're not from round here, are they?
What are they up to?
Did you think, when I mentioned the David Crane in the public house just then, that the Irish people seemed to know who I was talking about as well? Or do you think they were reacting to the reaction of the landlord?
Maybe a few of them know the name and...
Do a psychology roll.
Oh, all right then, yes, I shall.
Because you noticed the ripple of reaction.
I might as well, retrospectively, that's all right.
The gin's really fucked me up, lads.
Let's all have some fun trying to work out what that silence meant.
I could spend 1 point of luck to pass that.
I failed, but sadly.
I've got nothing.
I'll spend my point of luck.
Nice. So with a regular pass, you get the impression, retroactively, you do get the distinct impression that it wasn't just a reaction to the barkeep. They weren't that enthralled to him. That you get the impression they didn't even know him. It wasn't a regular place. It was just because they'd stopped nearby. They'd piled in. But you do get the impression, therefore, that their reaction, although it was more muted than his, was it was a reaction of recognition of a name, like an important name.
Yeah.
I guess maybe it's hard to tell whether it was the full name or just the surname. But you get the impression that, when they heard Crane, certainly they there were glances to each other and yeah. You get not necessarily a fear. These aren't the sort of people who'd be necessarily easily scared, but maybe of sort of recognition, maybe respect, some sort of recognition of the name that made them cool it slightly.
We need an ally in this town.
Well, exactly what I was just thinking. We need someone We need to make an ally here, someone who knows more than us or has better connections than us, or who could that be?
Those books were at the museum, right? They were the books that Robert and Pew...
You found one of them there and took it with you. You found the annotated Beowulf.
And they were originally at the museum, is what I mean. That's why we went there, isn't it?
You were told that...
Yes.
And then Miriam Dag...
You were told that Robert had entrusted them to Miriam, yeah? You took the map as well with the Vigvisir. But also, whether or not this Tom guy was telling the truth, when he showed you into Miriam's office, it had clearly been ransacked. He said that was the police.
Right.
It maybe was the police, but of course you don't know that for sure, because you don't know if you can trust him. So someone you found the Beowulf under loads of other stuff. It felt like it had been maybe overlooked. So it could be that the other books were there and taken, or it could be, yeah.
Well, I see that I see we form a brief conference and work it through from the beginning. We have to have a safe room that isn't overheard by a dozen Irish fellows who may become our allies, and then we'll know which one to go to first, or how we split. I could perhaps go and investigate the sweet shop, and you two could... What is it they call it? Stake out the police, or maybe vice versa, I don't know.
In terms of a base of operations, we either rely on the underclass and this hideout at the sweet shop, or we rely on the ancient barriers of class and stay in the most expensive hotel we can find, because then people can't get to us unless they have connect.
I look at Perregrine.
Well...
I left my wallet in there.
I think the only way I can say this is that God's house wouldn't be able to afford such a hotel.
Oh, don't be ridiculous. I would be paying for it.
Oh, thank God.
They're both just...
Yeah.
Well, of course, we'd be in your debt.
No, not at all, not at all. There's no such thing.
I think the advantage there, Lady Marjorie, is that we would be here in town rather than out of the loop, out of the abbey. I think it would be safer and perhaps more useful as a base of operations.
What would?
Your suggestion of
yes.
an upmarket establishment.
There must be a hotel near the station. Yes.
I think there was. It was the...
There was the Dolphin and the Angel Inn. The Dolphin probably looked like the most, upmarket, the biggest place. It was right on the river.
Let's do it.
Sort of just across the bridge from the station.
Rooms at the Dolphin.
Very good.
Nice. So, you want to make your way down into town?
Yeah.
On foot?
If we could try and...
Yeah.
Would it be wise to get a carriage with doors so that no one can see us, just in case the police are looking for you two?
What if someone locks the doors and takes us somewhere else?
I can sit up top.
There's also from where you are now, you are like up the top of the hill still near the museum. There's not, unless you call a carriage, there's not going to be many passing. You might be waiting for a while. It's only about a 15-minute walk down the hill into the town, I'd say.
Could you manage the walk, Lady Marjorie?
How dare you? Of course I can.
I thought you could, yes, but I just ask out of politeness, really.
If I can walk down that fucking hill in Robin Hood's Bay, I can walk down to the bottom of Whitby.
I seem to remember you sliding down on your steamer.
We could go back. I'm sure the public house would provide us with a hostler's deal. Must be possible. Shall I get you a horse?
Let's look. I think we can walk. We'd be there by now if we weren't discussing it.
Oh, I was walking.
Lady Marjorie says she can walk. Oh, yeah.
She's already halfway down the hill. Just rolling.
Then we're walking. Are you carrying your gun case with you this whole way?
I was going to say your carpet bag or your...
Yeah.
Oh, well, I assumed I didn't have it with me, but maybe I do. Yeah, I probably do, don't I? Because we haven't stopped in it.
I don't know where else we...
Yeah, we wouldn't have put it anywhere.
Yeah, I guess we've never stopped anywhere, have we? I guess we've been lugging our luggage around the whole...
Oh, I could have shot that bastard.
Yeah, if we had our luggage.
That seems mad.
Maybe we left it at the station.
That would make more sense, wouldn't it?
Let's assume we left it at the station, yeah.
Because you could do that in those days, couldn't you? You just pay a lad and they'd put it in the lockers for you.
I mean, you can do it now, but you have to do it yourself.
Yeah.
Now you have to download an app.
And it costs a fucking fortune.
Yeah. And you have to go to some travel-lodge somewhere. Ghastly.
It was a more civilized time.
It was.
A weapon for a more civilized time.
So, can we assume that we've got our luggage back from the station or is there going to be some horrible things that happen to us on the way?
No. So I'll say, like, you make your way down the hill, back into the sort of revelry of the time. It's not kicked off yet, the festival. There's bits going on. There's, like, people sort of dancing. There's, like, little rehearsals of things going on. There's music playing and there's people milling about, but it's clearly they're still setting up. There's still tomorrow and then May Day. So
I might get a tattoo.
Would you reckon, Perregrine, all three of us get the same one?
Oh, I'm not sure it would do me any favours with the congregation back in Newton Valence, to be honest.
We could get Vegvasirs tattooed across our faces.
they are quite popular.
Yes, we could perhaps.
But yeah, so you walk through this sort of preemptive bustle of this festival, and you get hit again by that like smell of the like fresh fish and the, you know, it's sort of that weird mixture of quite appetizing and then the guts and everything underneath it, which is sort of like the sour element, but it's pungent.
Oh, I close my coat a bit more then.
Grotesque.
It's almost like home, I say, wistfully.
Sorry, I'll walk upwind.
Yeah. Do you want to do me you could all do me a spot hidden as you make your way through the sort of the
Horrible.
winding crowds to the station.
My mother used to go out to the kippers on the line.
That's a regular success on my spot hidden.
I'm back to rolling terribly. That was a 95.
Not a fumble, at least.
No, this sounds passive, doesn't it? This sounds passive.
Passive aggressive, or
Oh, it's just 48 on a 46.
well, that's all right. I mean, Perregrine saw.
I passed.
Yeah.
So, I mean, it might not even be something that you want to follow up on, but as you're going through and you see again, there's Morris dancers. Marjorie's obviously turning her head away from them, their bells and sticks, handkerchiefs.
Yeah, thank God I didn't see that.
Yeah, no, that wasn't what the spot hidden was for. I think you do see that. You just sort of avert your eyes in disgust. Yeah, in amongst all of it, you do see again the two young girls that had helped you out of the carriage, and they're sort of setting up what looks like they've got like a little sort of box, and they seem to be getting
puppets
out, and setting up for a little sort of show down by the docks, just around the side of the fish markets. They're over to your left, so you know, then
I'm looking off to the right.
not necessarily. You wouldn't have to approach them. They haven't recognised you. They're just sort of laughing together in a very innocent-seeming way.
I just, as we carry on walking, I say, "Don't look now."
Oh, don't say that.
Really, Lady Marjorie, don't look now. But those girls.
The dwarf in a red coat?
No.
Oh, where?
Those girls, the Irish girls, they look to be setting up some sort of puppet show. I thought it was just a coincidence, but maybe not.
Well, I mean, how many, I don't know what the politically correct term is, but how many of those sorts of people do puppet shows? Probably most of them. It's probably a coincidence.
Aye.
Not a very big coincidence. It's probably completely normal. We've had a very normal morning, with the exception of the imposter in the museum being arrested by fake police, and then having a rowdy blowout with some ruffians in a public house. It's been a perfectly normal day.
Yes, of course.
Oh, God.
I mean, if you're keeping on walking, you eventually lose sight of them.
Yeah.
Through the crowd.
I definitely am the last to tear my gaze away.
You know, we could get to the bottom of this immediately. We could storm over there right now and demand to know if they've ever been to Robin Hood's Bay, if they've ever stayed at the Boggle Hole.
If they knew Billy Crow.
We could just interrogate them.
I think maybe we wait for that. It may come to it.
Yes.
As you finally tear your gaze away, you see the last thing you see as like someone walks past with a tray of herring is like one of them seems to be getting out quite a bright, like shiny, it's almost like glittering thing out of the box. It looks like a sort of butterfly or something like that, like some sort of angelic figure. And they're sort of laughing together, and she sort of folds it, puts it into the other bit, and then you sort of lose sight of them through the crowd.
What do we think's going on here?
Fuck knows.
Oh, it's so good. I'm really confused, but in like a really good way. Or like I can't speak for everyone, but
It's a proper mystery. It's a proper investigative mystery. So
yeah, it really is.
I do have a lot of joy in seeing it laid out on my screen and not and knowing that you haven't quite put it together yet. But
that's how Dominic feels in Master of Nine. That's the tip.
yeah, well, exactly. Yeah,
Well, it would be if I'd read the book.
yeah.
And if we played it in the last 18 months.
If you had time.
Or played it in the right order.
Yeah. How fucking hell.